Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Alyssa and I build Lego sets. So every week on my Instagram story, I post polls and let you guys vote on which Lego set I'll be building next. Last week I did things a little bit differently and I made this haunted mansion since I was in Disney World and got that new set. But before I left for my trip, I had posted a poll and you guys voted on which one I should build next. So it was between Buzz Lightyear's Starship and Mandalorian Starfighter, and it was a very close poll and the Mandalorian won this time. So I'm gonna build that one. We're going to start off with our first minifigure, which is the Mandalorian, of course. Alright, the little Mandalorian. So a little bit about this set. So this is set number 75325. It came out in June of 2022, so it's about 2 years old-ish, almost. And it has 412 pieces. There's only 2 parts in here, but I feel like the first part has so many pieces, they probably could have done it in a couple more parts. But it's whatever, we'll get there. It has 4 minifigures in this one. So far we've only done the Mandalorian, so I'm assuming the rest of them are in the last set. Or the last part, I guess. I'm a huge Mandalorian Baby Yoda fan, as you guys probably know by now. Baby Yoda, definitely so adorable. Love him. So I believe this one was from like season 1 of The Mandalorian, I'm pretty sure. Season 1 or 2, something like that. But this ship was actually pretty cool because we've seen it before, but it hasn't been on screen in quite a few years. So it's actually the same ship from episode 1 with Anakin. It's called the Naboo Starfighter, which is actually really cool. And we got to see it again. I heard rumors that they might be starting filming the next Mandalorian. I've heard things that it might be a movie, might be a TV show. I'm not really sure what's been official yet, but that'll be cool. I also really recently finally decided to start watching Clone Wars. I just haven't been able to sit through all of the animated series. But I'm finally committing. I'm just gonna do it. I've gotten through a couple episodes so far. I really like Ahsoka, which is definitely one of my favorite characters in Star Wars. As time has gone on and I've learned more about her and her whole story, I definitely love her. So while I was in Disney World, it was Ahsoka Day, and the girl who voices her in Clone Wars, she was in Hollywood Studios. I really wish I would have gotten to meet her. I didn't realize that she was there until after. I definitely would have really liked to meet her. She seems like such a great person. I did watch the Ahsoka series and I really loved that. Especially, I've talked about this scene before, but the part where she fights Anakin / Darth Vader, whatever, and you get to see a little bit a live action Clone Wars almost, and that's really cool. I guess that's kind of what started to get me to want to watch Clone Wars. I've never really been too interested in the Clone Wars before, but I like it so far. So this video I thought I'd talk a little bit more about Hollywood Studios and some things I did in there. So like I said, the girl who voices Ahsoka was in Hollywood Studios. I would have loved to meet her. Of course, it was the day I was there too, but I didn't see until later that night that she was actually there, so. She also, she came out with a merch line, I guess, of Ahsoka, and that stuff sold out so quickly. Like, it released the day before I was in Hollywood Studios, and a few of the really popular stuff wasn't there anymore. I didn't end up getting anything, although I'm really regretting it now. I'm really regretting it now. I really wish I did. So Hollywood Studios is where they have Galaxy's Edge, and it's basically the same thing as in Disneyland. To me, it looks exactly the same. Of course, I had to go to Olga's. Like I said, I'm really good at getting those reservations, especially for the ones that are a little bit harder to get sometimes. And so I went to Olga's every day I was in Hollywood Studios. Like, that was like the first thing I did. They have some pretty good and like unique drinks in there, but I really wish they had some sort of like food to eat too. Like, not even anything big, just like little snacks, because like what they have, I mean, I get it, it's a Star Wars thing, but like maybe just have like a little bit of a variety. But something that really cool that they do in Olga's, so in the one in Hollywood Studios, they have this thing, it's like a jello shot. So it's in like a little petri dish, and it has like boba in it, and it's jello, and then they put like black pop rocks on top of it, and there's something else, I don't remember what else there's on there, but that's like one of my favorite things to get there, because it's basically a jello shot, like put alcohol in it. But I've noticed, I was at Disneyland one time and was looking for that, and they actually don't have that with the alcohol in it in Disneyland. So it's without alcohol. And I don't know why it's different. Like, that doesn't make sense to me why they would change that. But anyways, if you go to Disneyland and you're looking for that, it's not gonna have alcohol in it. I mean, they may have changed it since the last time I've been there. It's been over a year since I've been to Disneyland. But from what I remember, it did not have alcohol in it in Disneyland. So that kind of sucks, but I also really like the Fuzzy Tauntaun. That one's really good, of course. It's like their most popular drink, I guess. They have a lot of other drinks that are actually pretty good too. So if you've never been, I highly recommend it. They also have other things there too, so like they don't just have mixed drinks. So they also have beer. You can get like a beer flight. I am not a super big beer person, especially if I'm gonna be like in Olga's or whatever. I don't want to get a beer, but I think they also have wine, and then they also have mixed drinks that are not alcohol. And they also have like the blue milk in there, which I've only had that once. It's okay. It's not terrible. But I just saw, I don't remember if it was Disneyland or Disney World, they're having a new like version of the blue milk where it has like jelly on the sides, and then they also put like nerds in them. I don't know, I kind of want to try it. But yeah, they also have like the Rise of the Resistance and the like, oh gosh, what is that right called? It's like, it's not Han Solo, but his ship or whatever. I have that one too. I don't typically go on that one just because, like, I don't know, if you're not the pilot, it kind of sucks. They also have Kylo Ren walking around and some of the stormtroopers, and they're like the generals. I don't know, I think that's what they call them. I don't remember. And right when I got into Olga's one day, I was kind of just walking through Galaxy's Edge, and there was a big group of a couple stormtroopers and like a general. And I happened to just be standing there, and the stormtroopers came up to me and said that the general wanted to speak to me, so I had to like go in front of everyone, and of course I always get picked out of the crowd, and I stand out, I guess, with my colored hair and everything like that. That's something I noticed. Disneyland compared to Disney World. There's not many people with like the colored hair and tattoos. I guess it's more of a California thing than it is Disney World, because there is definitely is a lot more tourists in Disney World than there is Disneyland. So I guess I just stand out more in the crowd over there. So in Hollywood Studios, they also have Tower of Terror and the Rock and Roller Coaster, which that one was closed when I was there. I was so sad when I got there and I realized that they closed that one down, and they haven't even put out a date that they're going to be releasing it again, or opening it again, I guess. So that really sucked. That's one of my favorite rides there, especially since they don't have it in Disneyland. The Hollywood Tower of Terror is definitely such a great ride. So when I was younger, I was able to go onto Tower of Terror when they had it in Disneyland, and it's definitely different. So in Disneyland, it just goes up and down, you know, but in Disney World, there's a part where it goes off onto a track, and then it goes up and down, and that's where you get that part of the ride. I also have the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. They just put that ride in Disneyland a little bit over a year ago. So Disneyland now has that one, but it started at Disney World, and I really love that ride. It definitely is very cute. And then also in Hollywood Studios, they have a Toy Story Land there too, and that has a couple rides. So that's where Toy Story Mania is, and the Slinky Dog, and they also have like an Aliens little kid ride. I've actually never been on that one, but it's a little too little kiddie for me. But man, that Slinky Dog ride is always such a long wait. Like, I don't get it. Like, oh my gosh. And the lightning lane absolutely kills me. I just can't get myself to pay for something like that. Like, you pay per day, per ride, and I just don't get it. There's so many people that pay for it every day too. And it makes it suck so much worse for everyone that is waiting in line for it. Like, I feel like the waits this time just were so absolutely ridiculous because of how long the lightning lane was. Like, it didn't matter how many people were waiting in the regular line. If there was a line for the lightning lane, they're gonna send through the lightning lane first. So that made it really suck, and like a lot of the lines are really long that way. And one day when I was in Hollywood Studios, it was like one of the coldest days, and I decided just to get in line for the Slinky Dog. Like, it was a lower wait than it usually is, and I regretted it so bad. It was so cold. The lightning lane got so damn long. It's like, I'm already paying so much money to be in this park. I'm not gonna pay extra just to get in lines. I can't justify doing that. You know how many drinks at Olga's I could buy with the amount of money I would spend on that? Alright, we are done with part 1. I feel like that was a lot to do in just one part. Alright, on to part 2, which is our last part, starting off with our last 3 minifigures. Alright, so we've got our last little 3, and then a little baby Yoda, so cute, and then a little droid, teeny tiny little droid. Alrighty. So I talked a little bit about Toy Story Land and the Slinky Dog. And they have this brand new restaurant that I just tried when I was there. It's called like Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, something like that. It's like a buffet place, like barbecue buffet place. It's so good. You get to choose a dessert and your drink, and then they basically bring everything else to you. So it was all this barbecue food, and you got to choose like your kind of barbecue. Like there's a sweet, a spicy, and a regular, and then they bring you like there's like a salad, and it's actually called tomato salad, which I loved it because I love tomatoes. When I was a kid, my mom used to grow tomatoes in her backyard, or in our backyard I guess, and I used to go tell her, oh, I'm gonna go play outside in the backyard, and I would come back with a red shirt because I ate all her tomatoes. So that was pretty good. And then they give you like biscuits. And you eat so much. You can eat as much as you possibly want. It's so good. And then at the end, you get a dessert. So I chose the apple pie, and it comes in like this little like mason jar type of thing. Barely can't eat that either. But everything was so good. So I highly recommend trying that out if you guys have a trip soon or are going to be going in the future. But for sure, try to like make sure you get reservations. Like the earlier you get reservations, the better likely you are to get like in the restaurant, I guess. There's a lot of places that the reservations go really quickly, and it's kind of a gamble once you get there whether you're going to be able to get in or not if you don't have a reservation. Okay, so something I forgot to talk about because I don't really do it. So they have a couple shows in Hollywood studios. So the ones that I've done before is a Beauty and the Beast little show, and that one's really cute. I really like that, especially when it was like really hot. Going in the shows kind of gives you a chance to sit under some shade, and so that's kind of nice. But they also have a show that is Indiana Jones themed. And when I first went for the first time, everyone told me, you know, you need to go and watch this show. Like, it's so great. I think it was absolutely terrible. I absolutely hated it. It is so fake. Like, I mean, if you've never seen it, go do it once. But I thought it was kind of dumb with just how fake everything was with it. So I couldn't do it again. Looks like we're making the same thing again. Alright, we are finally done with this one. This one's the Mandalorian Starfighter. Turned out pretty cool. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys next time.